got up before dawn just to bring you
Top of the morning from beautiful downtown Baltimore.
Hi, top of the morning.
Top of the morning to all of you. Hi, top of the morning.
And welcome to the Top of the Morning. This morning we're at the top of the world observation level located on the 27th floor of the World Trade Center right here at the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. This month we have an exhibit of painted screens. It's being presented by the Painted Screen Society of Baltimore Incorporated, and we have a number of artists that are exhibiting their works.
Top of the world. I'm Elaine F., one of the founders of the Painted Screen Society, along with Dee Herget, one of the screen painters who has been actually quite active at it for some 30 years, who you'll get to meet a little bit later. We have taken the opportunity at the invitation of the Top of the World to introduce Baltimore and the world to a number of new screen painters, in addition to several of the ones who have been around for a while and who have really paved the way for some of these newcomers. So I'm inviting you all to take this little visit to 10 up-and-coming screen painters, and you'll see that what originally started as this wonderful little red bungalow painted by the founding family of screen painting, the Octavek family, is growing and morphing into some very wonderful forms now, and you'll get to see quite a few of them. The Painted Screen Society was founded in 1985, originally as a guild of screen painters. And as the screen painters started to meet, more and more people we found wanted to be a part of their group. And so it became a membership organization, and it continues to be so. And we have workshops and classes and go into the schools. We love the Folk Artists in the School program, and they can range from one visit to week-long visits all over the state, in fact all over the country. We do exhibitions. If you'd really like to see a full-on history of screen painting, go on over to the American Visionary Arts Museum on Key Highway, and you can see a really nice history in screens and on the row houses. In addition, the Painted Screen Society has made a couple of films. One is The Screen Painters, a documentary, 28-minute documentary that's been shown on television in the entire English-speaking world, and tells you everything you want to know about the kind of founding fathers of screen painting. And further, you could learn how to paint your own screen with the documentary How to Paint a Baltimore Screen. All of these are available through the Painted Screen Society at paintedscreens@verizon.net, or visit our website at www.paintedscreens.org. So why don't you join us and meet the screen painters.
Hi, my name is John Yampieri. I'm a screen painter. I live on the eastern shore of Maryland in a little village called Bishopville, where I have my studio behind my home. I've been involved with painting screens for 5 or 6 years now. I got my first introduction when I was a child, carting around with my dad, who was a haberdasher in West Baltimore. I saw these screens and I've always been intrigued. My brother lives in Bolton Hill, bought a screen from Dee Herget, and I've been hooked ever since. And I enjoy the art of screen painting. Everybody's style is different. Mine is done on tear-resistant screen. I use a dragging method. I use acrylic paints. The designs that I incorporate are varied, but most of all it's the concept, the history of screen painting that fuels my fire. The richness of the blue-collar workers in the areas where it came from is very, very dear to me, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to to paint and to sell my screens in just about any area. I can be reached with a couple of different avenues. My name of my company is Bella Designs. I can be reached at belladesignsonline.com, or I can be reached via telephone at 443-235-4068. I'm always open to any questions, comments pertaining to screen painting, and I certainly love it.
Screen painter, trying to revive an old Baltimore tradition by painting contemporary scenes on whatever a customer may like on their home screens, door, window screens, and even fireplace screens. This is a Thomas Point lighthouse and a crab boat with crab pots on the top in Chesapeake Bay. My website is paintedscreens.synthesite.com. Thank you.
My name is Dee Herget. I'm a screen painter. That doesn't go off very well in some crowds because they've never heard of screen painting. But screen painting is a really great indigenous folk art in Baltimore. And when I had to quit my job because I couldn't hear, I decided I had to do something to make a little money, and I looked up a screen painter. It took me 2 weeks. And I said, Ben Richardson, I want to learn to paint screens. So he said, come on over. And I drove over from Highlandtown to Westport. And I had a notebook, and I wrote down the things he told me, and I went home, and I bought a fluorescent light and a bureau for a table, propped up screens that I borrowed and stole from the dump. They had holes in them, doesn't matter. And I painted. I painted for 6 weeks. And my husband said to me, when are you going to do something with this? So I put an ad in the Highlandtown paper, and I said, in the Sun paper, and I said, screen painting is not dead, it's alive and being painted in Baltimore. And I didn't get any call, but the next day, Jacques Kelly from the Sun called, and he came out to interview me, and there was a little article about screen painting being revived, and that helped. I got some telephone calls, and it probably took about 2 years to really get started. And by then we had some old retired screen painters who are no longer with us. They got back into it. And then I met Elaine at Hopkins University at University Parkway. They had a fair, and I went there and I handed out flyers. Screen painters are here. and I met Elaine there, and we became friends, and we decided we had to have some place for a history and an archives for all this stuff for screens. So we formed the Painted Screen Society. So gradually things went on, and I just kept painting, and that was 30 some years ago, and it's grown to be quite popular. I'm glad other people are painting. We give lessons. We have at the senior center and some wherever we can, and people are learning it. I don't think many are doing it professionally, but hopefully they will. And I've had a wonderful time doing it. If you want a painted screen, you can call me at in Essex at 391-1750, and email is www.screenpainter.com. That shows the website. But if you want to talk, email me. It's wa3tun@aol.com. That's a ham radio license number. And I hope you do. I would enjoy meeting you.
Krause. I came to screen painting. One day I decided I wanted to screen paint my own windows, and I looked up in an old address book for my mother's screen painter, which was Dee Herget, and I called her, and she asked me if I was interested in the apprentice program. So I applied to the apprentice program, and I became Dee Herget's apprentice. My medium mostly is generally Renaissance painting, but this is one of my red roofs. I get my inspiration from old farmhouses, old churches. I like to do still lifes of cocks and cats and pottery. I live in Overley. I paint for, I have paintings in Delaware and in Virginia. I run a booth at the Virginia Renaissance, and I sell paintings of Renaissance pictures, and I do a lot of portrait work. People come to me and want their paintings done on screen in Renaissance costume in the fashion of the old masters. If anybody be interested, my number is 443-838-3281.
Thanks again for being with us today. We hope you have a chance to come down to the World Trade Center and the top of the world observation level. The phone number for information is 410-837-8439, or you can always go to our webpage at www.viewbaltimore.org. Thanks.